everybody. My name is Jenny, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 2. Um, this video is mainly for the review of the cold cap that I tried during my chemotherapy. I've tried a brand called the Arctic Cold Cap. There are several brands out there. First of all, there are the Penguins, Arctic Cold Cap, and I believe there's another one called DigniCap, which is the one that at least the hospital that I go to is provided at the hospital, where you have to schedule your chemo in advance with them so that they can schedule your cold cap session. The price, they're starting about $350 and goes to about, I think, $600. Depends on which brand you choose. The ones that I chose happen to be the cheapest one. It's not, you're not really buying it. You're renting it per month. It's I believe I pay about $400 a month, but you have to also pay for the dry ice each time you're going to use it, which will cost you about $50. So if you're doing your chemotherapy every 3 weeks like mine, it will cost you about $400 per month. First of all, if you have to do 6 sessions like me, it's costing you quite a bit of money. So now the question is, when I was going to try this out, I wasn't sure if it's going to be worth it or not. But the cool thing is that if you decide to try this out the first month and your hair start to fall off right away, you can always cancel it, ship the item back to them, and you will not get charged for the other month. So you're paying as you go. There's no contract whatsoever, at least the one that I've tried. My first chemotherapy, I will show you the picture right now of what I used to look like when I first started. This is not my real hair. I am currently wearing a wig. You guys may be thinking, oh my gosh, so it's definitely not worth it. I would say it worked for me, but I lost about 60% of my hair. But that's due to several factors as well. I have very thick hair, and I would consider myself to be lucky because I have a lot of hair. It was very thick, and after my third chemo session, that's when I started to notice that I'm starting to lose hair, especially after I wash my hair. So there are a lot of things that you have to do, not just putting on the cap during the chemo session. For example, you have to put it on, I think a minimum is about an hour before your chemotherapy. And my chemo was about, I believe, 2 to 3 hours. So you have to wear them during those hours. In addition to that, you have to change them every 20 to 25 minutes, and you want to make sure that they're cold, freezing cold. I will show you a little footage of me in the hospital while I was wearing these caps.
Hello everybody, I just want to let you know how it feels to have this thing on for, I think it's been about 45 minutes. So it's freezing cold, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like rain freeze, but multiplied it by 10. And the first 10 minutes was probably the worst, and it's actually like okay now. I'm actually getting my chemo done right now. So I think if you can like tolerate the pain for 15 minutes, then it will be okay. So I will let you know how it goes.
Now the question is, how cold is the cold cap? It's pretty darn cold. I can tell you that right now. I feel like I just stick my head in the freezer and the first 15 minutes is gonna be like hell because you just couldn't, like, it just kind of numb you. But if you can get through the first 10-15 minutes, then I think it's much easier to just go through the whole session. But in my opinion, this is not for everybody. First of all, the way it works is that it freezes your pretty much up here, your head, so that the blood flow doesn't go up here. But when you're getting your chemo, it's going through your bloodstream, so it should go everywhere in your body. I have breast cancer, and it's considered to be a pretty early stage, I guess. So it's okay to not having the chemo, the drugs going up here. But for someone who has another type of cancer or the later stage, you might have to consult with your doctor to see if it's okay, because keep in mind that you want your health to come first. So you want to make sure that the drug is going where it needs it to be. And when I was researching about the co-caps, there was not a lot of reviews or people doing videos, YouTube videos, to show me what was the outcome. So it was really important for me to just kind of just do it. But there were a lot of things. I was lucky enough to have family and friends who supported me, and they pretty much did a GoFundMe page for me in order to help me pay for all the extra things that don't covered by the insurance. There are programs that I believe it will help out, but for the co-cap is almost, I believe I don't think any insurance cover it. I might be wrong, but they're expensive. And you also need to have someone there, a family member, a friend, a spouse, someone to be there at every chemo session to help you change the cap every 20 minutes, 4 hours. When you wear them during your chemo session, you also have to wear them for another, I believe they recommend you to do 4 hours after your chemo, which is a very long time, okay? I cheated. So I did not do 4 hours. I only did two. I cut it in half. And you guys may be thinking, well, you know what? That's probably why it wasn't as effective. Could be, but for me, my chemo usually starts around 3 p.m. That's the earliest they could get me in. So if you start at 3, you won't be done until, like, I don't know, sometimes usually 7:30 or 8. And if I have to stay for a full 4 hours after the chemo, I would be there until like 11 or midnight. And all the nurses, they wanted to go home, and then my family and I, we haven't had dinner. So it's too much. So I just decided to just do 2 hours after the chemo, and I do it 1 hour before, and I do during the chemo session. Now, the first two sessions, I didn't even notice that I lose hair. It might be a little bit here and there, but I really noticed it the third session. Um, when I comb my hair, which I was only allowed to use the brush that it comes with the package that I rent, they'll give you a special like comb, and you're not allowed to use any other comb or any other brush, and you have to sleep on a pillow, excuse me, that comes with the whole package. It's like this silky pillow, very soft. It's supposed to be very sensitive to your hair. And you're allowed to wash your hair about once a week with cold water. So there are these things and guidelines that you have to follow. They're not like difficult to the point that you cannot do them, but in my opinion, it's the extra work, extra money, and it's also very, some people said it's not doable. The coldness that you have to endure during your treatment, it's adding to your chemo session. So for some people, this is too much for them, and I totally understand. And I think if you cannot stand the pain or the how cold it is, you shouldn't. And you shouldn't push your body or trying to force yourself, because at the end, I think that it's only worth it if you have a lot of hair when you first started off. And like I said, I told you earlier that I cheated a little bit, so it that could be why it's not 100% effective. But I still have hair. I can go out without wearing a wig or a hat, um, and I would feel fine. Um, but like right now, I'm wearing a wig, and you can barely tell that it's, at least that's what I'm thinking, that it's not my real hair, because this is exactly how my hair used to look. So there's other options out there, and for the prices you have to pay for these cold caps, you also have an option to buy really nice wigs, and you can buy hats. There are other options, alternatives out there. Um, like I said, I'm gonna show you a picture right here of what it looks like. The bald spot that I have was right here in the middle, right here. The rest is actually okay, as long as I don't wash my hair too often or comb my hair too hard. It's fine. So is it worth it for 2,000 something dollars of cold cap? Depends. My answer is really depends. If you have a lot of hair and if you can afford it without being in debt, or pushing your body through something that it's just you just feel like it's too much and it's adding stress to your body, I would say no, don't do it. But if you have the money, it doesn't you're not going to be in debt doing this. You have someone that will be with you every chemo session, and you have a lot of hair starting off, then I think it's worth a try, because you will know right away after the first 3 sessions if it works or not. And like I said, even I did not do the full 4 hours that they recommended me to do, but I did two, and I still had my hair left. Only this part that I was balding, and the doctor actually said that it was common to for this part of your head to be bald, because apparently that's like where your hair grow the fastest. So, and either ways, I think it depends on um, your situation. So it might not work for some people, it might work for some people, but you can always try it out and check out all the brands out there. Like I said, mentioned, I know at least 3 that are out there. They work exactly the same way. The good thing is that if it doesn't work the first time, you only have to pay for the first month, and then you can ship it back, return it to them, and then you don't have to pay for the other months. So it doesn't hurt to give it a try. Um, that's my honest reviews. I'm not getting paid to do this review. I just want to give you guys the honest truth. Um, I am very young, considered to be a breast cancer patient, and I know how important it is to have your look, be confident in in yourself. So it's when I first started this chemo session, I want to look good. I want to be confident, and I started losing hair and everything. And at the end, for me, it's just how I feel on the inside. I can still get out of the house wearing a hat, or even without a hat. If I'm bald, I don't really care anymore. So it's just, it's how you make yourself feel. And the most important thing is to be able to get through the chemo sessions, and to be able to um, just focus on your health. That's the top priority. So good luck, and you guys can message me or comment below about if you have any questions about this cold caps. I did it all the way to the end, um, and I just shipped my back to the company a month ago, and like I said, for me, it works about 50%. So give or take. Good luck, everybody, and Happy New Year. Bye.